You. We interrupt this transmission to bring you a breaking news story, complete with lots of creepy staring at the camera.
Hello. Today I'm not going to be reviewing a next-gen game. Today I'm going to be reviewing a last-gen game. This is Twin Caliber on the PlayStation 2. Now, you probably wouldn't have heard of Twin Caliber. If you live in America, you wouldn't have heard of Twin Caliber. This was made by British development team Rage. Now, they went out of business 2 months after making this game. What does that tell you? I only bought this crap fest because I was about 12 at the time it came out, and I thought it was Red Dead Revolver. It's got a red cover, it's got guns on it. It must be the same game, right? Well, I made that mistake, and I'm guessing that's their target audience, people who don't know a crap about gaming, because if you did, you would have stayed clear of this. In fact, because the company went bust, they never brought it to America, and therefore none of the major sites reviewed it, so even if you did, you wouldn't have known about it. And that means I've got a monopoly on the market. No one else has reviewed this pile of shit, so I can. Now, before I start talking about the game or anything to do with the game, let me just set the tone. This is a video what was related to it on YouTube. Now, buckle your seatbelts. Seriously. Okay, seriously? What the fuck was that? This is what this game does to people. It screws them up in the head. Don't be surprised if next time you see me I'm batshit crazy making masturbatory noises with my tongue. Obviously they could only afford one artwork because it's everywhere. Exactly the same. Now, if you're unlucky enough to open up the instruction manual, you'll find some very interesting things. John Fortman is a mature, law-abiding sheriff. The hell? It sounds like those porn adverts you get in the back of phone books. People are mutating. Chaos rules the night. Apparently the mutants are perfectly law-abiding by day and just trade lollipops with the local peasants. Among its selling points on the back, it says 2 characters on the screen at the same time. You know you're in trouble, and that's a major selling point. And that's about as much of the packaging as I can take. It's time to finally play the sucker, but I'm not going to be playing this on a PS2. I'm going to be playing this on a PS3, because for some reason, it's backwards compatible. So let's stick it in. So here's the game. It's basically like The Suffering, but a lot worse, and with 2 people, a sheriff and a prisoner. The prisoner appears to be voiced by Mr. T.
Oh! What badass mess have you got me into, Fortman? What the hell is that? It don't sound very friendly. They're not, so watch yourself. So what do we do now?
Jesus Christ, these are the worst accents ever. So basically the game's gimmick is you control 2 guns with both the analog sticks. This is good in practice, but in actual gameplay isn't too hot. We'll discuss that later.
What are these things? They're skinless, mutated. They're ugly, they reek, and they know how to die. My kind of
Holy crap, nobody talks like that! Anyway, one of the reasons the gameplay fails is because the camera seems to have been designed by someone with epilepsy and ADHD. It just doesn't stay fucking still. As soon as you get an aim on something, the camera moves and your aim goes with it. Because the aim is relative to the camera angle, which is constantly changing and not you. And even when it does stay still, the long-range weapons are useless. Because your analog sticks control the aim, a little slightest movement will move it by a huge amount when it's something in the distance. You just can't shoot anything. Holy shit! Did that guy just jump in the air and explode? Fuck. I think this game was one of the first ones that wanted to look like a movie, but that backfires and a lot of the time it just looks like those scenes from reconstruction programs.
I quickly surveyed the area and saw that John was hurt. My first instinct was to remove the scissors which I'd thrown at him not moments ago.
The game tries to have a backstory or a story at all, but characters just blurt out bits of a plot and it's so unnatural.
Only if you're quick enough, pal. You got lucky 2 years ago when you locked me up inside this hole.
God damn, how specific do you want to be? You locked me up 258 days ago in this hellhole when you were wearing your blue shirt.
They also made a bold choice in the checkpoint noise being the sheriff ejaculating all over the microphone.
What we do now?
God damn it, he can only speak in 1 syllable per word. So they decide to go through Death Row and meet a bunch of zombies who can apparently craft and throw fine axes. At exclusively the sheriff, apparently they've got a grudge. It could be that these zombies used to be the prisoners and therefore they go for the sheriff to... Nah, they just fuck the game up. I also love how they start off with 15 TNTs each. Not grenades, TNT. They have fucking dynamite. Even the prisoner. Well, why doesn't he just use it to break out? And for that matter, they met a tiny little block earlier which was blocking the exit. Why didn't they just use it then? So they escape Death Row after fighting off a giant electric clown. No, really. And they go into a swamp. And believe me, things haven't even started getting bad yet. They get into a lumber mill, which is obviously just an excuse to generate all their graphics as squares. This game could have been made out of fucking Lego and no one would have known the difference. So the game's basically the same, except every now and again you're shooting guys in this one. Oh shit, look, someone behind me! Oh, fucking camera! Jesus Christ, I can't see where he is, he's just shooting my back and taking my health away. Come on, fuck's sake, Jesus, thank God. The explosions have the good manners not to disrupt your view of the blood and explode under it. Right. So like any good sheriff, you do a moon jump into the lumber mill where the sound cuts out, and then you fight the most pointless boss in the entire world. Just take 2 steps backwards, then the saws can't get you. But instead they stand there talking when the saws are staying still, then they start moving in and you have to shoot them away. Yes, you have to shoot the big saws. They're pretty thin, why don't you just walk past them? There's nothing stopping you. There's a plank of wood there, just step over it. You're alright, you're not in saw territory. But no, you have to stand there and take all the saws and shoot the generators, which the AI is fucking hopeless at. It just shoots away its own saws and leaves you to take down all the other saws and the generators. And by the way, the machine guns and shotguns are fucking hopeless, so you have to use the pistols, which require you to constantly mash the L1 and L1 buttons non-fucking stop for the entire fight, which lasts about 5 minutes. You may think it'd be easier to use your thumbs, but then you can't control the fucking analog sticks. The game apparently just puts you in a test of stamina against a fucking sawmill to see who gets arthritis first. Obviously the one job you give to the AI it can't do and it gets its head sawn in half, so then you're stuck. The AI dies no matter what you do after 5 minutes of button mashing and doing everything else. This game is like the developers who are trying to find out new ways to make it impossible so you couldn't get to the end and therefore judge the game. Well, here's a big fuck you because I managed to get past that bit. So now you're on the obligatory train section for any shooting game, and this thing must be transporting invisible Apache helicopters because otherwise these are the biggest fucking flatbeds with no use ever. Also notice the dramatic jumping, even though there's nothing on any of these flatbeds. These first 2 ones are completely pointless. What's the point in them? Well, here's the answer. There isn't one. So now they introduce a new enemy, which is a green weird thing, which I'm going to call piss flaps from now on. And it'd be a lot more dramatic in this unveiling if they didn't just run at you and you wait for the next one to pop down. So somehow you keep moving up like it's the longest fucking train in the entire world, and then shit me! Was that a piss flap what did that? Let's watch that in rewind, shall we? Right, I'm standing there with full health, and so's my teammate, and BAM! 0 health, both of us. How does that even happen? That makes no sense. The game decides to actually go out on a whim now, and it's actually quite fun because it gives you a minigun, which main benefit is that you only control 1 gun. But then they ditch the miniguns for no reason, put them in their pockets or something. That's really annoying. They're the only thing that did any damage in this game. As long as we don't need shit. There's a fucking giant vagina with teeth attacking me. Apparently that's the train driver who for some reason is 15 foot tall and got no head. Here's a rule, if you don't have a head, don't control locomotives. It's asking for trouble. The idea of this boss is to sandwich him between gunfire. If you both shoot him, he gets stuck in the middle and then you can kill him. But no, the AI doesn't do shit and just stands there watching you get your ass pummeled to death by this Vajingo. He doesn't even shoot, he's just too pussy to actually draw the thing towards him. So once again, you die, and there's nothing you can do, it's just the AI what's broken. Fuck me. I need help.